Yes, welcome to City Extra's post-match thoughts. I'm Jordan, below me is Lewis. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you're notified every time that we go live. Don't be worried if you see the quality of this content because it's not like anywhere else. Me and Lewis are actually in Zante right now, so we're making use of what we can with the setup that we've got. It's bougie, isn't it?
It's a bit pony, isn't it? Well, it is what it is.
Yeah. We've just watched Arsenal and City in the bar, and it was a terrible performance. I'll lead on to our first point, which is Kevin De Bruyne. In our pre-game chat, we said, "Arise, Sir Kev," and maybe we jinxed it a little bit by saying that, and we also said that he needs to have a big game for us to win that, and he did the exact opposite and had one of the worst games that I've seen him play. What are you thinking, bro?
Well, what we actually said, we didn't actually say that he needed a big game. What we actually said was that the guy needed to drop a 7. We said on the pre-game chat, we said, this guy drops a 7 out of 10, an 8 out of 10, 9 or 10 out of 10, we win the game. And then the guy went and dropped it at a 4 or a 5 out of 10 performance, mate. Like, obviously, I'm not blaming him for the defeat, it wasn't his fault, but he is our best player, and he couldn't even get a pass right tonight. His play was awful, and he stayed on the pitch until the end, and I'm just like, what are you doing, man? You've either got to try and change it up, try and change his position, try and force something to happen, or if you're not going to do that, just take him off, because let's be honest, that's probably the worst game I've ever seen Kevin De Bruyne play in a City shirt. I'm not having a go. I'm not saying that it was his fault we lost. It wasn't his fault. There was poor performances across the team, but you can't just. He's our instrumental player. He was the one who everyone kept on giving the ball to, and he just kept on. It was the same old thing, either just passing it and the ball was getting intercepted, or it was just the same old crosses, and it was just, oh man, it was poor, And like I said, we actually said on the pre-match chat that even if he drops a 7 out of 10, we'd probably win the game, and we definitely jinxed it because the guy went and dropped a 4 or 5 out of 10. Man, it was probably the worst performance I've ever seen from Kevin De Bruyne. It was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah, he had an absolute terrible time. His pass accuracy was not on, and it wasn't on from the start of the game, and you could kind of see it. I was hoping he'd grow into the game and maybe switch on that Kev style, but none of that happened, unfortunately. Move on to our next point, which is Pep's tactics. So we kind of, at half time, I was expecting a change with the way that things were going and the way that Arteta set up, and he was kind of like, especially with them being 1-0 up, I thought maybe change it about. Me and Lewis kind of agreed with the fact that we should probably, controversially, put Rodri on as well as Gundogan, and then push Kevin De Bruyne forward a bit more, because Kev was kind of sitting in that centre defensive mid role, and it was kind of, so his talents are wasted. He's not really got the attacking threat. And then whereas if he's like behind the midfield, like in between the midfield and the defence, he can turn and run at them. And we didn't see any of that today. So we thought there would be changes, however no changes came until around 60-65 minutes.
Yeah, and then it was just like for like. Look, everyone can see, you can see, I can see, everyone could see that after 20 minutes the way that Pep set out the team wasn't working. Now, that's not his fault. I actually predicted the team lineup and got 11 out of 11. I got spot on. That's how I wanted us to set out. But after 20 minutes I saw, and you guys probably saw, that these tactics just wasn't working. And what was happening was Gundogan was being marked out of the game, which meant when our defenders got the ball, like Laporte and Garcia, they couldn't do anything. So what they ended up doing is going long. So in my opinion, then you've got to change the formation, you've got to change the tactics. But what happened is actually Pep just like for like changes, and didn't come until like the 60th, 70th minute or whatever it was. He took Gundogan off, and did he put Rodri on? So that's like for like. And then he took Mahrez off and put Foden on, which again is Foden being left footed, is like for like on the right side. It's just like, you've not actually changed anything that's happened. Like, we just watched the game. We're not the better side here. You know what I mean? We're not unlucky. People can't say to me that, oh yeah, we were unlucky in that game. No, we weren't. We were poor. The team was poor. The way we set out was poor. And we, Arsenal were the better side. The way that they only had 20% of the ball, but their tactics were better. They come and they executed their tactics. Our tactics did not work. So for me, you had to change the tactics. You had to change the formation. And then substitutions were just like more of the same.
It was ineffective.
It was ineffective, and there's no surprise to me that them substitutions did absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? Rodri was just as ghost as Gundogan was. Foden, to be fair, was probably a little bit more active on that right hand side than Mahrez was. But nothing major. and it's just disappointing. You know what I mean? Bernardo, you got Bernardo on the bench. You know, just try anything, try something to change it. But they're doing the same tactics for the full 90 minutes when it's not worked at all during the game. It really just baffles me. I just don't get it. I just don't get it at all.
Yeah, like from our time of being like on YouTube now, this is our first actual substantial loss where it actually means something. Most of our matches have just been post-COVID, haven't they? So pretty much all of our matches have been post-COVID. So it's disappointing for us, especially that after all these games, we've seen us put in some really good performances. When it turns out to the game that actually means something, we go and drop 5 out of 10 on most of the players. It's just disappointing, man. This is the game that meant something. And credit to Arteta, he came with the game plan and he smashed it. He's done Pep. He's absolutely done Pep in this game.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He's done Pep. But everyone, I seen it. You seen it. You guys watching it, seen it after 20 minutes. Everyone knew that. Yeah, this ain't working. This formation ain't working. You know what I mean? How many times does Laporte have to look up the pitch and go, I can't play it to Gundogan, so I've got to go long, before you realise that you need to do something? And did he do something? He didn't do anything. He didn't change it. So all game you had Laporte just hitting the ball long ball. And look, we're one of the smallest teams in the Premier League. And it's just, honestly, man, it really baffles me. I'm really frustrated.
Crossing, by the way, our corners are an absolute joke. Corners for us may as well be a goal kick to them, because
they're
it's more dangerous for them to have a corner, for us to have a corner, than it is for us to, like, it outweighs, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? The chances of us scoring to the chances of them
counter-attacking.
You know what I mean? The counter-attacks are
Who's with us here? When we get corners, I prefer just to sack the corner off and just give it a goal kick, because we're more vulnerable at conceding a goal than we are at scoring a goal. We're absolutely trash at corners. We're trash. No matter who takes them, we're trash. People say to me, oh, Kevin De Bruyne's alright. Kevin's not great at corners, mate. What he does, he just floats the ball in. There's no pace on it. Mahrez has a bit of pace, but yeah, honestly, our corners are ridiculous. They've been ridiculous for years, man. Years we've been absolutely trash at corners. I just get to a point now where I'm like, I'd rather us just pick up the ball from the corner flag and go and give it to the goalkeeper, because then we can just reset. Whereas we've got all our players up the pitch and they just counter-attack. Honestly, corners, mate, for us, we're just absolutely trash. Useless.
Absolutely awful. Next point, just the team in general today. We kind of touched on it a bit. I just think the whole team just weren't at it. We just weren't there, and it's disappointing because this is, like I said before, this is a game that matters. We needed to be there today. It's a final, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Were there any good players on the City team today? Like, players that can come out from that game when you just let me down?
Edison was alright.
You screwed me. Yeah, Edison probably, obviously not at fault really for anything.
Edison didn't make any
There wasn't that many players who can come off the pitch today, go in the dressing room and go, bloody hell, lad, you proper done me in today. Like, I've left everything on the pitch, I've played a solid game, and I thought did a lot of poor players today, and sometimes, I don't like saying this, but some of it looked lazy to me. Some of the play, especially in that first half.
It was so slow.
It was disgusting, man. I'd get the Zimmer frames out. It was just like, what are you doing?
Horribly slow.
Just got the ball, walking about with it, even at 1 down, just knocking the ball sideways, proper slow.
The thing is as well, when Arsenal did attack us in our counter-attacks, we were too slow on them. So we'd get the ball and we'd just slow play down again, and then we'd have to break them down from the start. And
don't get me wrong, Arteta got his tactics spot on, but when you can see so soon that the tactics are not working, you've got to change it, and Pep didn't change it. The players were not up to any sort of level that we need them to be, and as a result, we got our asses handed to us. Absolutely terrorised, really. It was a very poor performance.
It's quite scary, really, because this is the team that pretty much we're both well, you got it spot on. I pretty much predicted the exact same team, and these are the teams that we're looking at to face Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? These are strong lineups. We're not going out like, it's not like a massively weakened side. It's our full strength lineup, and we couldn't even score today. Yeah,
nasty. Let's get to the player ratings, which, guys, are not going to be nice. Some of you are not going to agree with them. But let us know what you think in the comments of the play ratings, because they are difficult. Because yeah, let's be honest, there wasn't really any great performance today. I can't see the screen, so Jordan's going to have to go through them all.
Yes, I'll run through them all. We give Edison a 7 because they didn't do anything wrong today. Walker 4.5, had a terrible game today.
That was the reason. It's his fault. Obviously, he was poor defending for the first goal, and the second goal, I was screaming in the bar. I was screaming, "Take the foul, Walker! Take the foul!" Our back line was completely out of shape. Our defence was a mess because it had just come off a corner or something. They were attacking us on the counter attack. Our defence was a shambles at that point. And Kyle Walker, for me, just take the foul. Nudge him over, take the foul. Our team can reset, we can get back in. You know what I mean? The foul would have been on the halfway line. There would not really been any danger. We could have just reset and gone again.
We'd have still been in the game.
But he didn't take the foul. For me, he's experienced and he should know that. And before you know it, Aubameyang's through and he scored. So that's for me why Kyle Walker. I'm gutted about that because Kyle Walker's had such a good season, but
yeah.
I thought today he was poor.
Yeah, I agree. Garcia would give a 7. We don't really remember Garcia doing anything wrong. I've seen a few people on Twitter saying that he had a shocking game, and I didn't really see Garcia
recall him having a shocking game.
Laporte had a terrible game. Lewis was saying it the whole game. The guy said into David Beckham. Guy thought he was spamming crossing to the box and stuff. Yeah, he did have a good shot. Nearly went in towards the end of the Company-esque.
What's he doing crossing the ball? I mean, is it the fact that he's just got the ball at his feet and going, there's literally nothing on, so all I'm going to do is cross the ball? Because to be fair, that's a shout. If that's what he's doing, fair enough. But literally every 2 minutes, he got the ball crossing it in, and I'm just thinking, what are you doing, son? Like, do something else, pass it out wide. You know what I mean? Obviously, the whole team was just poor, and he might have been forced into them sort of decisions, but you know, with the centre back taking cross after cross after cross, and you know, nothing really happening, we can't really give him a high rating.
Yeah, it's not great. Mendy we give a 5. His crosses today weren't on it. Gundogan we give a 5. He was ineffective in that role. And Rodri was the exact same when he came on. De Bruyne we give a 5. His passing today was awful. Like we said, if we would have got, if De Bruyne would have pulled out a 7 out of 10 performance or above, we would have won that game today. However, with his 5 out of 10 performance,
is that the worst performance you've ever seen, David? Kevin De Bruyne playing a City shirt? Because it is for me. Let us know in the comment section below what you think. Because for me, like I say, that's his worst performance in the City shirt.
Horrible to see. Silva give a 5.5 again. I kind of thought maybe at half time Silva would come off, or like 60 minutes it'd be Silva that came off. Maybe Foden or Bernardo come on, just to change things up a bit. Not like for like. Mahrez would give a 6. Got on the ball quite a lot. However, it was still pretty much ineffective. Sterling 5.5 and Jesus 6. We give Jesus 6. People might be slating us on giving Jesus 6. However, we kind of feel that he wasn't given the service. You can't blame the guy for not getting service into the box.
Yeah, he got no chances at all. You know what I mean? Yeah, when he got the ball, could have done a bit more probably. But you know, as a striker, he feeds off chances, and he got absolutely nothing today off any of the attacking players. As
you'll see on screen, we've not actually wrote our ratings for Rodri, Foden and Fernandinho, so we'll just give them your live.
Yeah.
What are you saying about Rodri, bro?
Same whatever you give Gundogan to give him.
5, yeah. It was the exact same.
Because it wasn't their fault. It was the fact that Arsenal tactically muscled us out of that midfield position. So that's why I didn't get it. I didn't get the change. I didn't think Gundogan was having a personally bad game. I just thought that he couldn't get on the ball because Arsenal had
he was drowned out, wasn't it?
Just drowned out. So then when he'd done the Rodri thing, I thought, well, what's Rodri going to do any different here? And there wasn't much he did different.
And Foden and Fernandinho. Foden was alright.
Foden was a little bit better than Mahrez. He got on the ball a little bit more, but you know, again, difficult to create anything. Who was the last one?
Fernandinho.
I don't even know he was on the pitch.
Yeah, I didn't even see him come on actually.
Didn't even know he was on the pitch, so yeah. Slam a 7 on him or whatever.
Yeah,
exactly. He can be our best player.
Yeah, standard rating. Yeah, so disappointing result today, guys. The first of our experience on YouTube. Hopefully next time we're in a better position to record these things rather than just being stood in our 2-bed apartment. Yeah, we'll be back for when's the next game? I have no idea when the next game is.
I don't even want to know.
Mainz mashed. I don't really want to think about City right now. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the video, like the video. We'll aim for 100 likes. It's pretty low for us, isn't it? But
that is low. But to be fair, there's not many people watching this video.
Yeah, no one's gonna watch this. But yeah, cheers, guys. See you in a bit.